Hey folks, it's past midnight. Everyone's asleep. It's the witching hour. Let's do some magic. Alright. Tonight we're gonna do a little remote viewing. So what exactly is that? Remote viewing is seeing an object, a person, a place, whatever, from a distance that you're not in direct contact with and therefore would have no knowledge of. Now you can remote view just about anything in the past, present, or future, right? So we'll be doing the Swann method by Ingo Swann, who is one of my favorite psychic writers ever. I had one of his books a while back where he went into the details of what remote viewing actually entails. Now, I'm showing you this method with a pretty big caveat, actually. It's not a skill you necessarily need to develop. Actually, I don't really remote view. I don't practice this skill, like hardly ever. Maybe once every month or so I do it just for fun. But essentially, what you want to do is learn how to tame the mind and to connect with your subconscious or superconscious, whatever you want to call it. I won't get into the specific technical details that Ingo went into, but you can look them up. I think the book is available online. But essentially, this is the method. Now, it doesn't always work, of course, at least not for me at my current stage of development. But essentially, okay, I have my computer here with me, and what I do is I go on Google and type in random image generator. In fact, the search result is right there. It brings up a list of websites. I just go with the very first one. I don't know if you can see that or not. But basically, this site, random word generator /picture, every time you click it or you click refresh on it, it comes up with a new image. So before we click on the website, before I click on it, I'm going to try to remote view and see what comes up. Now, it's important to know that, number one, like I said, you're not going to be spot on every time. All right. But if you do like a series of 10, which is what we'll try tonight, you should notice not only some clear patterns, but you'll notice the way your own subconscious mind talks to you. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so when you're beginning to remote view, first, of course, you have the intention of seeing what that image is before you look at it. Okay, before you even click the button and before the random number generator goes into its process and spits out an image, right? Before all that, you have the intention of looking at the picture. So what I mean is, like, right now I'm just visualizing, not really visualizing, but it's like I've already clicked the button and I'm staring at the picture, right? Eyes closed. However, at the same time, once that's like my way of telling the subconscious, okay, that this is my intention is to see this, and then just let go and relax, and gradually you'll see some patterns appear before you in the black canvas. They won't be like when you press your eye, you might see like the dots and everything. It'll be more like just an impression. Actually, I have an impression right now. When your subconscious gives you an impression, um, you won't know what it is immediately when you're a beginner, because like you might be drawing like lines. It'll show you lines and maybe like motion. You have no idea what it's talking about, right? So you might think, oh, this looks like a pyramid or something like that. You open the image and it's a completely different thing, but it is the actual picture. It's the craziest phenomenon in the world. And I hope I get one tonight so that I can show you exactly what I mean. So let's begin. Okay, so take a sip of this green tea. Love that stuff. And just relax. Now, performing on camera is always, challenging or whatever, but the most important thing is just to relax. So you can start by concentrating on your nose. And then set the intention of seeing what that image is going to be. Okay, so basically, you just let the subconscious do what it does naturally, right? You don't want to force anything or have anything come up sort of like that you artificially generate, especially if you've been looking at like subliminal messaging, or you've been watching, like, for example, I love watching horror movies. So sometimes when, like, if I'm trying to do this, instead of seeing or the image, I'm seeing something else, some silly like zombie or something dumb, right? You want to just, to the best of your ability, just try not to push your subconscious in a certain direction. You're receiving information, you're not pushing anything, right? So for me, again, fresh off the bat, I've only done like 20 minutes of meditation, right? But my impression was something wavy. uh, I could even say it felt like it was at a distance. I got something like this. Now, my immediate reaction when I felt or saw this was like, oh, it looks like a light bulb, right? Um, I doubt, if we get a hit, I doubt that it'll be actually a light bulb, right? And then I saw, when I was talking earlier, I saw this impression. So let's click okay, let's click this and see what comes up. Hello. Okay. Sometimes my computer tends to freeze. Okay. Random picture generator. Click. Okay. So, okay, now we have a baby. with a baby like sucking on that thing. I don't know if you can see this clearly or not. Okay, so that's the image over there. Hello, clear up, clear up. Okay, anyway, I hope you can see the image. There's a baby, there's an adult hand, the baby is looking at the snail, and she's sucking on the thing. I don't know why I forgot the name for that. But okay, so what were the hits and misses? Okay, this could clearly be part of the image, especially with this part that the baby was sucking. What the hold on. My brain isn't working today. Oh, pacifier. That's the word. I don't know why, while I was trying to like think of it. Okay. So this could be part of the pacifier. I know it like sounds like a stretch, and of course this could be the hand, possibly, maybe not, but either way, I'd say maybe it's it's okay, right? This is an okay try, especially if it's like the first time sort of thing. This, I think, I don't really. Do you see anything? Maybe, but it's such a generic shape that a lot of things could fit in it. Okay, I'd say this. Okay, and this again goes back to my earlier point. I thought this was like a light bulb, right? Turns out it's something completely different, and that's what I'm saying. When it's as if when sorry about that, the video cut. So what I was trying to tell you is that it's as if when you relax and then you set your intention, okay, your subconscious immediately goes to that object, right? And then it like touches it. Very, it's to me, I think of it like it's like a gentle touch or something. Like if I'm looking at a cup, like this cup, it's like it just touches like maybe like the handle or something. It goes and then it like travels around, and then it sends you an image on the blank canvas. It sends you not an image, more like an impression. It's because it's not really an image in any concrete sense. It really feels like, I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, just an impression. What you want to do when it does that, the conscious mind immediately, okay, attaches a label. Oh, this must be this. Or in this case, if I saw this curve, you'd think, oh, maybe, I don't know, it's an ear or a car tire, because it looks like this. And maybe if I'd get the impression of something hard, instead of me just taking it as it is, okay, this is a hard object, I'd immediately think, oh, it must be metal. And there are many hard things. Resist the temptation to pay any sort of attention to your ego or your conscious mind. All right. When you're trying to remote view, the most important thing you can do is just look and draw. All right. Relax, set the intention, draw, compare. 4 steps. That's basically it. All right. So I would give my first remote view, again, I'm doing it raw. Maybe I'll give it 30 to 40% accuracy, right? Because this curve that I drew over there, for example, to me, like I said in the video, it felt like something was moving, a curved object was moving, and possibly at a distance. All right. But there are many things that fit that description. Okay. You don't attach labels to what you're seeing. Just draw the thing. Right. And like, of course, instead of just drawing the pacifier, I'm thinking, oh, light bulb. All right. So that was try number one. Let's do number two. And so, as you can see, the baby is still there. We'll be pressing the generate random pictures button. But first, let us go back to the method. All right. I'm just concentrating on the air going in and out of my nose. Vipassana. Okay. Now I'm setting the intention to see what picture there is there when I click the button. Oh, this is kind of hard to draw. I keep seeing triangles. Like Triforce. I don't know. But this image is hard to draw. I'm seeing a movement. I can't really describe. I'm gonna put it as blinking. All right. So, okay, immediately, what do I feel? I feel like I'm not sure about this one's accuracy. It's kind of like, number one, it was difficult. The first impression I got from my subconscious was kind of like a garbled mess. It's the best way I can put it. And then I saw, let me see if I can do this. I saw a blackish or dark brown mass rising. I saw a lot of triangles. I don't know why. And then I saw this, a straight line going down, and then this square shape. And the square was doing something Like, best way I can put it is blinking. So anyway, let's just see what we get. Generate random pictures. Hello. My computer is a bit slow, sorry. Sometimes open a new tab and go back to it. Okay. So, all right. So it looks like a deformed tomato and a hand holding a deformed tomato with a bunch of little tomatoes in the background. All right. Now, where did the triangle stuff come up? No idea. Okay. That could be me pushing my own conscious interpretation of things into the canvas in front of me. Right, when something like this happens in this long line plus a square, I don't see it really. So what I would say is this is marked as a 0% accuracy, and I'm glad it happened on camera so that we have a way of troubleshooting common problems with remote viewing. Number one, perhaps not calming down enough. That's an issue. Number two, thinking about something else while you're trying to concentrate on the image you want to see. All right. Number three, not just drawing what you see. Instead, there's this tendency to think, that can have been right. You know, it has to be something else. No, just draw what you see, basically. Yeah, and it's kind of hit or miss. You know, you're not gonna be accurate every single time you're making a hit, or very rarely. There's some days where it's like you're a rock star, right? But a lot of times it's just a lot of work, and I would say that on average, you should get about 50% accuracy on average. All right. So, and just when it happens, it's not a big deal. Just take time, relax, and continue. All right. So, we'll do again, we're doing 10 trials to see what comes up. Okay. So, okay, number two, hand holding deformed big tomato. Okay. I keep thinking the little triangles I was seeing, or maybe the little tomatoes there, but that's quite a stretch, you know. And anyway, when you get a hit, you'll see how the difference between this image and what we were checking. Okay, so number three. Cheers. Again, just relaxing. Keep in mind, do not force your impression of what you think the object will be. Just let it come up on the canvas naturally and on its own. Relaxing, setting the intention. Now, what you'll notice is there are a lot of symbols or images which you specifically um, generate for whatever reason. Don't dismiss these images. Make a clear, like, sort of like list of them, right? Whether it's triangles or like wavy stuff, and see if your subconscious uses symbols to talk to you. Like, for example, every time it shows you a triangle or like a wavy line or something, it's indicating, oh, this is an image about a person, or this image has a lot of stuff quantity wise in it, a repeating sort of pattern in it. Yeah, don't dismiss images, but just try to draw out what you see in an uncontrived manner. All right, so this is what I got. I saw, like, you can see it correctly, but some rodent like face, maybe a rat. I don't do this, but that's the impression I got. Something wavy like that. I saw something that looks like a finger, like going like this or something, moving up and down, or like a leg, and then this symbol, whatever that is. Okay, so let's generate random picture. Okay. This was a hit, and I actually felt pretty confident it was gonna be a hit, right? That is some kind of rodent, or is it a marsupial? What's the difference? I'm not a biologist. Um, this wavy stuff, possibly. Here's the, and I want to talk about this because it's actually kind of like so cool. The image you see, okay, isn't what your subconscious sees. To your subconscious, it's like it actually went there. It actually experienced what it's like being there, and it's giving you its own impressions, right? So, for example, these rounded things over here could have been like, perhaps in this area, which is full of little sand dunes or whatever, there could have been a lot of them over there. Or essentially what I'm trying to say is this picture is just part of a much larger picture, isn't it? Your subconscious can see the larger picture. You actually can see pretty much everything because it's like, it's part of, like, the way I think of it is like it's part of like the universal mind, right? It's able to like see everything. So you might draw stuff which makes no sense to you, but it's actually part of the image. You just don't know it, right? So what did we have? We had the rat or rodent type thing, which is what it is. We had these curvy things. You could think of it like the sand, but we'll just skip it. We'll assume this is not, we'll say this is a miss, quote unquote, even though I don't think it is. But it's not directly on the image, so we'll say it's a miss. And this, I'm really glad I caught this. To me, this thing, my conscious mind, and I can't help it, dude. It's so hard to get rid of this. I thought this was a finger. It's not, it's a tail. Right? And I even drew it curved. As you can see, I drew it curved like it is over there. And it is going up and down. That's what the animal would be doing. Okay, this one is a little straighter. But the impression I got was one of something like the finger going up and down, right? But because I saw that. I immediately, I don't know why I thought it was a finger, right? But that's the first label that I attached to it, right? Now, again, refrain from doing this. I struggle with this, and I've been meditating and doing cultivation for, I think, over a decade now. I don't know how long, right? Avoid putting a label on what your subconscious tells you. You're not projecting anything you're receiving. Just put down what you saw, all right? And then, okay, let's talk about the last one. This. I knew this wouldn't show up, and I should have said it, but I knew this was not part of the image. This was a symbol. Now, I have no idea because I haven't, and I know this is a bad habit, but I haven't written down like a list of symbols and what my subconscious is trying to tell me. Yours will be different, by the way. But when you do, it's like its own way of trying to say, oh, in this place, this is what was going on, blah, blah, blah. You know, additional information, essentially. You will get these symbols when you're remote viewing. All right. I don't know. It's important, and I'd love to compare it like with other people, see like how their subconscious mind talks to them, right? And I suspect, and this is why it's almost as if like there's like a deeper sort of like universal language that all animals like sort of understand, maybe. And this is what it's trying to say. I see circles with lines a lot, triangles a lot, ellipses a lot, and it's different when I see the symbol versus when I'm looking at the image. All right. So anyway, those are some things to keep in mind. Now, this is a hit. So I'll say, and I knew it was gonna be a hit, by the way. I had a very strong impression. So I don't know what creature this is. Some rodent or marsupial type thing. Rodent slash digging in sand. Digging in sand with tail flying around. Okay. I know I said I was gonna do 10, but I'm actually kind of tired. Cause and let me do like I'll do more. I'll do one session a week, basically, a few images until I hit 10, and I'll post them. What I want to say is, again, this isn't a skill you really need to develop. Okay, I don't think any psychic skill really has to be developed, period. All right. Ultimately, it's about letting the mind shut up, number one, and number two, just concentrating. If you can do those two things, you can remote view as well or better than me. Probably much better than me because I'm not like I struggle with keeping the mental chatter down. So yeah, just it is kind of fun to do it because it's clear evidence of like the subconscious mind. And by the way, this is nothing compared to some of the hits I've gotten, right? And I should put up a list of them. But basically, it's entertaining, right? It's fun to try it, and you feel, oh wow. And then after that, though, practically speaking, of course, you could, I don't know necessarily if practicing it would improve it that much. I do know that meditation develops it, period. And I like doing one thing that develops a whole host of things, right? And so, what types of meditation? Vipassana, um, any sort of chi accumulation practice, like what I'm doing with the Lord Dantian. Um, what else? Mm, pranayama, of course. Um, anything, somatic meditations, yeah, obviously, but anything that gets your mind to calm down and allows you to just experience where you are, right? That's what I would recommend. And setting the intention, just do it. It is not complicated, right? Your subconscious understands you perfectly, right? When you say, I want to know what this is, it gets it the first time. It's you who you don't think that it understood, but it did, right? And okay, after that, when you get an impression, you'll know, okay, it's pretty obvious. It's not an image. It's just like, it's it's not an image. I guess you could think of it like when I visualize something, I see it pretty clearly, right? Or like if I'm thinking of an apple in front, like I'm holding an apple, right? Like the red apple has one leaf and everything. I can feel the skin of the apple. I can imagine what the juice is like. I can do that quite well, right? That is much stronger than the impression you'll get. And you'll know it's not something you're generating artificially. I don't know how to explain it. That's the only way I can put it. All right. Yeah, just draw out exactly what you see. All right, exactly what you feel. Okay. And yeah, let me know what your results are like. It's kind of fun, right? So I'll be doing a few per week, and yeah, it does kind of like make you tired a bit. It does take a bit of energy, in my opinion. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Let me know how it goes. I would love to see some of you guys' hits and the impressions and everything like that. So take care.